Hi, I'm William Montic, and trap is a shooting sport where shooters with shotguns shoot a flying clay target.
Typical round of trap. That would be, you have a flight or a squad of 5 people, and starting at 16 yards away from the trap house, you have a squad leader and four people. The squad leader's in charge. Make sure everybody's ready. Everybody has their ear protection, their eye protection on, and they're being safe. And then everyone gets ready and is ready to go. And then everyone shoots. Each person shoots one bird at a time until all 5 in the squad have shot, and then you start over until everyone has shot 5. Had a chance at 5 birds targets on each station, and hit as many as you can.
I think the best way to start shooting, especially as a youth, is really getting involved with a youth program, whether that's 4-H or high school clay target leagues, because I think it can be a little bit intimidating coming out here with a bunch of guys that are experienced veteran shooters that are shooting 23, 4s, and 5s on a regular basis, and you're starting out with a 2 to a 5, which is pretty typical for a first-time shooter. But when you're as a youth and you can join in some of these programs, everybody's kind of starting out at the same spot.
I started shooting trap a couple of years ago. My dad shoots sporting clays in Bismarck, and I just kind of took on the tradition, just something a little different.
I shot some trap before the trap team. My dad is taking my family out to the range so we could shoot. So when I heard that there was a trap team, I thought it might be fun to go shoot.
It's definitely a sport that really takes some time to master. I've been doing it now for approximately 25 years, and I still don't have a mastery of the sport. But even as a youth shooter, just going from very beginning to being competent, for most of our youth shooters, it's usually about a 2 to 3 year process, to be completely honest with you.
I decided to join the trap team because it sounded like a fun thing to do in my free time.
So the trap season for the youth shooters that are on the high school clay target league is, it's going to typically start in March and go through May, and then they'll have a state tournament in June. And then they'll also start up a fall season that's going to start usually around the end of August and go through early part of November or tail end of October.
My favorite part about shooting trap is just being outside and having something to do.
My favorite part about shooting trap is that you're competing against yourself and technically teammates at the same time.
The thing I like is it's always fun to be outside shooting with friends, see how many targets I can get. It's also interesting to see how my scores compare to others.
I like the competitiveness of it, and when I say the competitiveness of it, it's not that I am trying to compete with others. I mean, that's always fun, but I really like the idea of competing against myself, trying to do the best that I can. And with that, what I really like about that is trying to draw your focus to that single point of concentration, where the only thing you're focused on is hitting the next target and really being able to concentrate on that one individual task. And I think that's, as I've gotten older, I think that's what probably brings me back to that more and more, where shooting a 5 on a post is great out of 5, but then taking it the next level where, okay, now I'm on a string of 74 targets consecutively that I've hit. Now I need to make sure that I stick with it and hit as many consecutive as you possibly can, and to stay in that zone of concentration is a real challenge for me, and I think that's what keeps me coming back.
Well, it's actually being out with with my friends. You know, I'm not that. I don't have a great ability for trap. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, and I'm not shooting on the level that even the students are. So it's fun. It's mainly being out there with people.
From my perspective, the single most important thing is when you build in that routine out here in a controlled environment, and build it in over and over and over again, it becomes part of a routine that you'll carry with you out in the field, and it's that much less likely that you ever run across a shooting accident.
I've learned lots of things shooting trap. I've made a lot of new friends, a lot of new people. I've learned lots of new strategies.
Shooting trap, I have learned the importance of being consistent with what I do, and if I want to do good at something, I have to focus completely on that thing if I want to do it well.
You know, I think that when we talk about shooting, I think that it's a sport that's really had a lot of good growth over the years, and I think that that's important in terms of getting that engagement into the shooting sport, and I hope that when we're working with some of the youth that they remember that, and that they show a willingness to help out and coach and stuff like that as they grow on to become my age and probably have kids of their own, that they remember how important it really was to focus in on providing that service to the community so that the sport's there for future generations as well, and also promote that safe handling and just overall experience for people that may not have that in their own homes.
I think shooting trap can help someone learn the importance of being consistent with something. It's always a fun thing to do, so I think everyone should give shooting a try.